Hi, it's Alexis Moon, and I'm sharing a piece of writing from 26th of April. I am a writer at heart, and I also know that just because I put it on paper doesn't mean it needs to live there. So this is what I'm doing. You're going to find I write all sorts of things. There is a common theme. We'll find out together what that is. So this is the piece from April. The power of the language we use. I was considering how a change in words can shift the way a phrase lands. For example, housework, yard work, shadow work. Noticing a theme, everything has work involved. All imply work, which can feel heavy and hard or hard, depending on your beliefs and experiences you've had, how you've responded to them. So if we shift the word, still an action word to convey movement, we can include joy. Changing to house play, yard play, shadow play to convey lightness and include joy. Life doesn't have to be so serious. And by reminding ourselves to play and that, yeah, ourselves, we can remember joy and celebration, lifting our energy and shifting our outlook on life. So that was a piece that was reminding me, maybe other people can relate, to not be so serious all the time. When we're serious, and there's a time for that, especially when there's, I don't know, you have to do tax or bookwork, bookwork. So business stuff, or just something that's really dry. And we have this idea it's got to be hard. So it's work. Oh, even going to a place of work. Why couldn't it be more fun? So, for example, when we consider the places that we might go to earn some money, we could consider them fun houses or something that brings more joy or makes you just smile or laugh. And I find if we change the language, we will start to shift how our energy responds to what's going on around us. And we are not at the mercy of everyone and everything that the environment that we live in. We can actually just enjoy life, find that spark and bring that out. And when we are radiating joy, when we are radiating love and fun and it's just irradiate out and other people, and it's almost like a ripple effect and it's contagious. And wouldn't it be more fun? Wouldn't it be amazing if we could spread that out to the entire world and start living in that space, that more love, more kindness, more fun, and not so much of the it's hard and it's dry and there's so much fear and anger and sadness. That is part of life. It is not the whole of it. So let's look at some of the lighter aspects. Maybe just think about your language. I know I am constantly reminding myself, especially when things happen in the family. Family is amazing at triggering you, and they always find those little points and they just poke and prod, and all of a sudden your lid wants to fly off and you want to just scream at them. Or you can take a step back and noticing your own triggers, noticing what's happening within you. If you're feeling irritated and someone does something and it just makes me more frustrated and cranky, that is a signal to go do something different. And if it's I'm getting angry or upset about I have to cook dinner again, well, you can make some different choices. instead of I have to cook dinner, which I have been there and have been frustrated, and I step right back for a little while. And now I come back to it with more of an attitude of I get to create something. I get to feed my family, and there's a part of me that I thrive when I can look after my family, and I love to make sure they eat and have everything they need. But you need to find the balance and make sure you're giving that to yourself. So for food wise, because I'm a little bit obsessed with making sure they eat, I have started to let go of the attachment of I cook it, you have to eat. What if it was a I have created something and that process of creation that feeds me, that does something for me, and they have the opportunity to take that or not. And I get to release their expectation of they have to eat what I make. Generally, that was the case when I had little kids. I have one teenager at home and one not even anywhere near me. And that's a whole nother ball game. Having almost adult children, learning to let go seems to be the theme of life. So when you think about your language and understanding that it doesn't have to be so serious and allowing other people to do what they're going to do. And if you are solid or working to be solid, working out your own rhythms, your balance, finding more of the joy and knowing that, yeah, we can't always be in joy, apparently, but working on that. And I know I could be saying trying to be more joyful, but working is, it's also a word for a process. Have to consider that. So that takes me back to it's all about the language, but it's also about the intention behind the words that you're using. And instead of being angry or upset with other people, focusing on how do you want to turn up and how do you want to be, and allowing everyone else to be who they're going to be. To a point, if you're a parent, you probably understand it's not always that easy. And if you're not a parent, then you're probably a sibling or an aunt or an uncle. There are so many nuances to life, but language is important, and it's all about connecting with others. And how we do that, it isn't only the words that we use, it's also how we are being. But if we can choose to find what's going to help our energy and how we're going to turn up, we can still create even more amazing world. So that was my thought, part of my words today, recently. I hope you have a fabulous day, and I'm going to go off and create something new. Bye.